Oh, hey guys, and today I'm doing a collab with someone. I'll put their name up on the screen about now. And so for our collab, we were doing Pokemon themed fan-made characters. She did a Pokemon drawn as a human, and I was going to do a human drawn as a Pokemon. Now, I tried doing it with one of the original show characters, and it just wasn't working out for me. So I designed my own Pokemon OC, making it pretty generic and not basing it off of any Pokemon. But now that I look at it, it kind of looks like a Voltorb. But I didn't think that fit the personality that I gave the character. Her name is Ashley, because I wanted to keep the Ash thing going from the original series, so it's like a true fan character, I guess. So she's just like a Pokeball with the color scheme. And then I was thinking, what Pokemon fit her personality and what would make her color palette look nice? And I was looking through my Pokemon cards, and then I saw a Deerling. And I remembered that the Deerling had a pink form, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm on top of that. So I changed the shade of the red into a pinker color. And then I shaded it. And I didn't like the shade that the shade was in, so I changed it a bit. And then I went with her hair color for the flower, the tuft in her ears, the band, and the dots on her back. Because I think that it looked nice and it stick to the original palette of the Pokemon. And then I used her skin tone a little bit more darker for the under palette color of the Deerling. And then I went with the black, the same shade of black that I used for her belt, for the hooves of the Deerling. And I kept the eye color of the character for the Deerling, even though all the cards I have show Deerling having brown eyes. I figured make it a brownie green. That way you stuck to the original character, and I hope that it looks similar. But I did not go in knowing what Pokemon that I'd go for, because I looked through my Pokemon cards after I drew the character. So, alright. Warning, anything past this point in the video is my opinion and my opinion only. If you have problems with what I say, you can always leave the video at any moment. Alright, now with this, I'm going to be describing some things I like and what I dislike about fan-made characters. Now, most would say a fan-made character is a great place to start off. In some cases it is, but sometimes it's super hard to write a good, appealing backstory for a fan-made character because the story's already created and it's created without your character, which means writing in your character can be a bit hard if you want it to sound plausible for that world. Like, if you were to insert a character from another world, you'd have to make a great backstory explaining that. So, if you think about it, fan-made characters are a great practice in writing backstory that makes sense. Of course, a lot of people just skip that stage and just make their own character, and they skip all the things that make the story make sense, if that makes any sense. But I find that I don't like using fandom OCs from other people because it sort of, you can get struck with, like, criticism for having OCs from fandoms. And I know that a lot of people have them. In fact, I probably do. So when people ask if they can have an OC in my series, I have to tell them that it can't be a fandom OC. And if it's not, then it can be thought of being put in. So I do like fandom OCs in the fact that it gives you experience in fitting a character in a story. Like, if you already have a story, this can become useful because then you can write in a character that is needed, and you can write in a way that they fit into the universe that you have already. So it's great practice for that. Plus, it gives you a preset kind of creatures that are there and stuff, so you can use one of those. Because when you're making your own new thing, typically you have the original stuffs like humans, elves, and things like that, or you can make your own, which can be quite difficult because you have to make that species' backstory as well. But when you're working with a fandom, you have the library of species from the fandom, which they already have backstories, so it works. As a species, not necessarily your character, you do have to write your character's backstory. I'm saying that I'm not opposed to either option, and so that's my opinion on it. Another thing is I will link the collab person, their channel, in the description, because I don't know how long it'll take them to post their video. That should be it, and I hope that you guys like this video and this kind of style. This is my first time doing a collab on my channel. I have one already planned with someone else, but it's a little bit different than this. And I hope you guys like this format, and you guys can let me know what other kinds of content you want to see in the future in the comments, and goodbye!